Hi, everyone. You've seen this kind of person, the one who's always running around like their hair's on fire. They're juggling 17 different things at once, and yet they manage to look semi professional. Yeah, that was me. I was like a browser on your computer with 47 different tabs open, and all of them were important. I was someone who you'd call a type A personality, someone who is like a caffeinated squirrel trying to find and organize the greatest number of nuts in the shortest amount of time. For 6.5 years in technical writing, I lived and breathed deadlines. From the moment my eyes opened in the morning, my brain was on its daily marathon of racing thoughts, formulating sentences and framing paragraphs. It was like I had a personal assistant, a very demanding one, constantly in my head, one who never took coffee breaks, always, always going. But yet, it gets even better. After my technical writing career, I managed a busy natural health retail store. Clearly, I didn't have enough spinning plates in the air. I had to place orders before cutoff time, miss a cutoff, and it was like missing the last train home. I had to keep well stocked shelves to maintain profit for the department. I could not afford customers coming in only to do an about turn with disappointed looks that could crush the soul. And that was not all. There was staffing, hiring, emergency shift coverage, copywriting and editing of digital and offline material to coincide with the marketing promotions, website overhauls and updates, and coordinating meetings with developers. And oh, they literally had their own code language. Not to mention curating new product lines, onboarding them, along with nutrition and product training and incentive dinners for staff from all our retail chains locations. Now, being a strict adherent to quality standards, I had to scope out restaurants with respectable ratings that were also convenient for most staff to get to after hours. Here's where it gets real, folks. Every emergency that happened around me automatically became my emergency. Websites down, my crisis. Staff call in sick. Of course, my heart went out to them, but still, it was my puzzle to solve. I was basically the human version of customer service, except for everyone, everywhere, and at all times. And here's the kicker: even at home, caring for my mom, the chaos continued. More because of the other people involved. I had to arrange for support workers, but very often I would get calls from the agency when staff were late or were being substituted. My schedule was constantly being rearranged. So there I was, living in a world where all you see is the next urgent task, like you're wearing blinders. No time to be still, no time for the really big picture. If I had to assess a situation, I would have to do it really fast, faster than I could take a breath. But here's the weird part: I almost felt addicted to this chaos. Slowing down felt more overwhelming than speeding up. I felt like those hammerhead sharks that have to keep moving or they'd die. Except instead of swimming, I was drowning in my own to do list. But then the moment came. After squeezing 9 hours of work into 5 hours, and I was skilled at doing that, I finally got to my car. The moment I sat in the driver's seat, exhaustion hit me like a truck. I was not just tired, I felt my body on fire with an innate urge to move. But the comfort of the seat enrobed me in a bone deep, I could sleep right now feeling. Part of me thought, oh, this is nice, finally relaxing. But the other part of me was screaming, wake up! You have exactly 15 minutes before you need to be home. The personal support worker has to leave. 15 minutes! With traffic at that hour, I knew it would take at least twice as long to get home. I knew I'd have to speed up along the way when I could. No chance for a few minutes to doze off, let alone a power nap to feel human again. Time wasn't exactly on my side. So there I was, too tired to drive safely, but in desperate need to get home. Ever been in that impossible situation where every option seems terrible? Yeah, that was me in that parking lot, having what I like to call my parking lot epiphany. Thank goodness for divine intervention and my dad's training during my childhood. It came to me like muscle memory. I took in this long, deep, slow breath and let out what can only be described as the sigh of someone who just realized that they don't have to carry the world on their shoulders. And I did it again and again until I could close my eyes and actually feel calm instead of just pretending to feel calm. A big shout out to my dad, who apparently had the foresight to make me practice deep breathing as a little girl. Who knew that would be more valuable than my university degree? If you've made it this far, you might be interested in all of my videos. Please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the new releases. Here's what blew my mind. With just a few breaths, I felt my energy return, my senses sharpen, and my readiness to drive safely emerge from my sapped state. It was like hitting the reset button on a glitchy computer. And then I had my aha moment. If this breathing could save me when I was completely depleted, what would happen if I start my day with it? Instead of running on half empty from the get go, what if I could start with a full tank? That's when I discovered what I call the sacred start. Every morning, when my eyes first catch daylight, I take a moment. I breathe a grateful thank you to God for keeping me alive through the night, for giving me rest, and for blessing me with another day to hopefully not mess up too badly. All right, here's where you come in. I'm going to teach you the practice that literally saved my sanity and possibly my driving record. Here's how you do it. It's best to be seated comfortably and upright, or you could be lying down. And through this practice, make sure you breathe in and out through your nose. And a word of caution though, if you have a respiratory condition or if you have shortness of breath, please do not attempt this practice. Okay, we're going to breathe in deeply to a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, and breathe out slowly to a count of 8. Again, if you haven't done breathing exercises before, it's best to start slowly. You may have to reduce the time that you hold your breath and reduce the time that you take to breathe out or exhale. For example, you could hold for a count of 4 instead of 7 and breathe out to a count of 4 instead of 8. And gradually, with practice, you can increase the time that you hold your breath and the time you take to exhale. Ready? Let's try this 4-7-8 technique. I'll demonstrate it first and then I'll guide you through it. I'm going to breathe in, hold, and then breathe out. Okay, now I'll guide you through it. So be comfortable and breathe in through your nose. Let's start. Hold for a count of 7. Breathe out slowly for a count of 8. There, did you feel that? That's your nervous system saying thank you. If you don't feel anything or you didn't feel anything, don't worry. It might just need a little more practice. Now, there were plenty of days I forgot all about breathing or praying and went straight back to my caffeinated squirrel mode. Sometimes I'd go hours, actually days, without taking a proper break for some breaths. But here's the beautiful thing about this tool, it's always there, waiting for you, like a patient friend who doesn't judge you for forgetting to call them. You can pick it up whenever you remember, and it works every single time. I started sprinkling these quiet moments throughout my day, whenever I could remember. Not perfectly, not consistently at first, but whenever I had the chance. And you know what I realized? When I focus on God for a while and take care of myself with something as simple as breathing properly, I can take better care of everyone who depends on me. It's like putting on your oxygen mask first on an airplane. You can't help others if you're passed out from lack of air. So here's my challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you dive into your mental to do list, before you become that caffeinated squirrel, make a sacred start. Just breathe. Thank your Creator for another day and see what happens. If a chronic overachiever like me can learn to start the day with calm instead of chaos, anyone can. Your future self and your nervous system will thank you. What's your morning routine like? Have you found your version of the sacred start? And if you try this breathing technique, let me know how it goes. Did it work? Or did you fall asleep counting to 7 or 8? Drop me a comment below. I'd love to read your stories. There's more information in the description below. Remember to like this video if it helped you and please share it. Subscribe to my channel to get more healthy living tips and look out for the next video. Remember, you don't have to carry the world on your shoulders. Sometimes you just need to breathe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.